We're going to share a lot more about how at Emarsys, we're translating our vision of Power to the Marketer into product development, including some really exciting announcements to improve marketer productivity and personalization with, you guessed it, AI. So in this session, we're going to explore how Emarsys accelerates time to value by quickly onboarding data and channels to execute omnichannel campaigns. We'll talk about how we're built on our AI heritage and are infusing AI throughout our platform to help improve marketer productivity and truly power personalization. We'll talk about demonstrating ROI and the business impact of marketing and showcase a bit how we're trying to look at continuous improvements to meet not just today's needs, but the future needs of marketers. And for this session, I am delighted that we are joined by a distinguished panel of 3 speakers. Kelsey Jones, who is our head of product marketing and customer marketing, is joining us live from Indianapolis. Kelsey has over a decade of experience in this industry. And as a member of my team, she's helping to shape and deliver real results for our customers. Balint Vey is our vice president of product. He'll be joining us live from Budapest. We are truly a global team. And Balint is responsible for driving overall product development to ensure that our product continues to deliver maximum value for our customers. And last but not least, Adil Kumar, joining us from Berlin, is our senior product manager for Gen AI and intelligence. And with that responsibility, he steers the vision, the strategy, and the execution behind the latest Emarsys AI innovations. So with that, it's my very great pleasure to hand things over to Kelsey.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. I'm very excited to be here again with you this year at our Power to the Marketer Festival. And I'm honored to be able to help kick off our Omnichannel and AI Masterclass with our first session around product innovation and strategy. And what a better way than to start with the ways in which all of you, marketers, customers, employees, partners, industry leaders, have truly helped shape Emarsys' strategy, our roadmap, and the innovations that you're going to see throughout today's presentation. But because we are going to be talking about innovation and roadmap, we are going to be discussing, how we start with everyone's favorite slide, the legal disclaimer slide. So please make all of those purchasing decisions based on what is currently generally available in the product today. All right. So Sarah mentioned and spoke to this slide a little bit earlier, but just to reiterate, I want to talk about how these things then translate into our product strategy and some of the innovations throughout our platform. So last year at the Masterclass, we discussed the ways in which marketers were on this constant tightrope, balancing consumer expectations and business expectations. Since then, we've seen some of those things remain constant, as Sarah mentioned, the ever more empowered consumer, while others have become more prominent or even made achievable through innovations like AI. But today, marketers are still navigating how to support that ever more empowered consumer. On an average, a person is using 3 to 5 devices every day. Multiply that by 6, which is the average number of channels that they're engaging on. And that's a lot of content and choice at your consumer's fingertips. And this puts pressure on you as brands and marketers to continue to cut through that noise and deliver the meaningful content when it matters most. But just delivering that personalization, it's not enough. And it must be consistent across every single channel. And brands need to respect, as Sarah mentioned, that customer data privacy, consent, and preferences when delivering those experiences. But the good news, and you'll see in some of the AI research that you can unpack and look into a little bit more, is that consumers understand the value that you are providing when they give them your data, because they understand a better, more personalized experiences and offers, but they simply want you as a brand to provide transparency into that process. What does that look like for them? It's, again, coming back to that value exchange. And that third macro trend that we talked about is really that combination of economic turmoil over the past several years, as well as all of the growing complexity of the tech sector surrounding customer engagement priorities. And businesses have faced reductions in their budgets, downsized team capacity, supply chain issues that have affected customer loyalty, and even more importantly, have placed an increased scrutiny on the customer experience and every single engagement that they have with your brand. The backdrop of all of that is that exploding MarTech sector that we now have seen the visual of over 11,000 applications that's creating complexity and silos in businesses that have really forced IT to prioritize tech stack consolidation, reduce costs, and optimize technology utilization that can help really simplify the execution for your marketing teams so you can get back to driving deliverable omnichannel engagement. Now, how we're doing that when we think of it through the vision, and it's our vision as a business, as Emarsys as a whole, not just our product, not just services, but our entire business to help you as marketers achieve those business outcomes as you navigate this complex but very exciting landscape that we are a part of today. And we are helping marketers achieve those outcomes, results, that's revenue. It's not volume, it's not features, because we only succeed when our customers succeed. And it's our mission to really reimagine what's possible for you as marketers, going back to that theme of infusing AI everywhere so that you as marketers can delight your customers and get the results that your businesses need. So what do marketers need and how does Emarsys deliver on that? Well, we know that you need to understand that empowered consumer completely. And in order to do that, Emarsys makes it easy to access, but then activate that data for meaningful customer engagement. You need to spend more time on critical value-added work. And Emarsys builds the platform with the marketer's user experience in mind. That means it's simple, it's intuitive, and built with a flexible framework so that you can work in the way that you need to work and operate. Now, you're also expected to deliver that consistent, seamless experience that you hear along the way. And Emarsys has the tools to easily unify that personalization across all your channels and devices. And while doing that, you must figure out how to create new and incremental revenue streams. And Emarsys helps you scale that across all of your channels, your brands, your regions, and certainly across the businesses that you support to drive outcomes. And finally, you must anticipate customer actions and behaviors, and that is changing day over day. So Emarsys really equips you with the proactive insights and reporting so that you can drive smart, data-driven decisions fast. So with all of that coming together and in mind, we've really built the Emarsys customer engagement platform so that you can do the following. You can connect the entire experience, you can make insightful data-driven decisions, and you can adapt to the market needs with speed and agility. And all of that is inherent to all that we can give you the ability to tailor that engagement to your business needs with industry-specific capabilities so that you can accelerate some of that time to value. And because these are the pillars of our product and our innovation strategy, it means that we will continue to deliver innovation that supports the marketer, business outcomes, and certainly the overall customer experience. Now, when we think about how does that then translate to how do we build the product? Well, we are fully invested in a strategy and a product strategy that opens up the power of omnichannel to marketers. And that means that we have to make it easy for you as brands to connect other market-leading providers into the Emarsys platform. We then continue to put a focus on building upon those Emarsys core services, such as content, automations, and analytics. And we've been a leader in the Gartner's Magic Quadrant for personalization for 5 years in a row. On top of those core services are our native channels. And we have the most native channels of any omnichannel platform. And you need to have all of that in one place. And we see SAP as part of our native channels, whether that's through commerce or sales. And that really opens us up to being able to support new industries. Now, we've developed the ability for what we call clickable connectors, such as Mention Me, being able to bring in that referral data and activate it in seconds with some of our tactics. Other channel providers like Cinch and other CDP offerings like mParticle are also ways in which you can plug and play in your data to activate across different channels. Now, you're going to hear from several of these technology partners and their use cases over the next 2 days. So be sure to catch those sessions either live or on demand. And then finally, we know that it's not possible to make everything a clickable connector, and especially the things that you need and want to integrate. So this is when the open and extensible framework comes into play. Whether that's through APIs, relational data, webhooks, or open data, this framework has and will continue to open up the platform and make it easier for IT teams to bring in the data that you need so you can maximize your customer engagement capabilities across the entire experience. Now, I'm going to hand it over to Balint. We're going to talk about how we've translated kind of this framework into some of our recent innovations. So with that, Balint, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you very much, Kelsey. We've delivered all those exciting innovations that you see on the slide since last year's Omnichannel Masterclass, and we're putting our foot on the gas pedal as we move into 2024. And we're listening to what you need, and we would like to ensure that you reach the desired business outcomes. We are delivering innovation with focus on helping you deliver omnichannel messages that resonate with your target audience. Also, equipping you with intelligence and insights to propel the businesses ahead. Also, accelerating and extending value of the composable platform that you heard from Kelsey. And last but not least, providing a resilient enterprise-grade solutions that underpinned by trust and also scalability. And in 2023 and also already in 2024, we delivered more than 100 features, but let me pick a few that I think are the most exciting. Some new channels like mobile wallet, TikTok, and now WhatsApp, they are providing the best converting channels. For example, WhatsApp, I will talk about that channel later. In cases, we see over 50% conversion rates on using that channel. Also, omnichannel content blocks. We started with web, and now also in-app, followed by email in 2024. That's a feature that's really important if you want to keep your content consistent and reusable across all channels. Also, partner integrations, including MentionMe, Segment.com, Google Analytics, and many more. You will hear why they are important across these 2 days and also during our presentation with Kelsey. And last but not least, we introduced many small productivity enhancements. One of them is the undo redo function. We see the other, the account switcher, and there are indeed many more. These tiny developments mean a lot in terms of daily productivity. If you're actively using the platform, you can save minutes, hours using those features. These are continuous developments that help you gain the most out of our platform. And speaking of new features, we don't just deliver those new features. Our product development philosophy is aligned with our mission that Kelsey spoke about earlier. We are delivering innovative products that help you, marketers, solve real challenges and also reach key business outcomes. And to that end, quantity isn't everything. We are most excited when customers actually adopt the features. And here I picked 3 features that enjoy really high adoption and that provide immediate value to our customers. My first example is TikTok. I don't need to introduce TikTok as a social network to you. It has more than 1.6 billion active users. And here we introduced it to our digital ads portfolio, and it delivers highly targeted display ads to target contacts, and also you can import leads from TikTok. And what we've seen is within the first 3 to 4 months of implementing that feature, there were more than 100 customers immediately using it. And even since then, we see a very rapid uptake. My next example is audience reporting. Audience reporting was a feature request that was asked by most of our customers. And last year, we delivered it so that customers are now able to measure performance between segments and also gain insight into the behavior of customer cohorts and optimize conversion and revenue. And the interesting thing is, this feature is still less than a year old, and 2/3 of our customer base is already actively using it and enjoying its benefits. And my last example of adoption is omnichannel content blocks. Now, that's a relatively recent feature. As I said, already launched in 2 channels and launching in other channels this year and next year. And that keeps your content consistent across channel, keeps your brand messaging consistent, and also allows you to reuse that content elsewhere in other campaigns or in other channels. Now that, even in the very early pilot stage, was used by dozens and dozens of customers, and now that we're releasing that to global availability, we see really huge uptake in usage. So All those three examples underline not just delivering features, but delivering meaningful features. And with that, I hand it back to Kelsey, who will talk to you about the philosophy of our AI development.
Awesome. Thanks, Balint. And with all of that in mind, it's really important to think about, as he mentioned, the ability to bring in all things to help drive adoption. And it's great to see, some of these highly requested features and how the teams are delivering functionality that marketers need, and more importantly, can easily adopt. And with our mission to deliver AI-infused solutions that help marketers deliver results, it's not just about the next shiny AI or Gen AI feature. It's about making AI transparent and easy to use by infusing it throughout the platform, not just one and two disconnected features. And with SAP's Business AI, we build the system of intelligence with three core principles in mind. One is relevancy. AI features and tools are embedded purposefully into your marketing workflows. Two, it's about reliability. Our solutions are built on a broad, scalable, and secure data foundation. And three, it's about responsibility, adhering to the highest ethics and privacy standards. And these combined together are the AI foundation that will improve creativity and productivity, deliver the personalization at scale that you need to deliver, and keep pushing those boundaries of time to value. So now to another exciting part of our presentation, we're going to talk about some of our latest product announcements and innovations that will give you as marketers more power to deliver personalized omni-channel engagements that drive business outcomes. First, we are announcing a bundle of new and existing AI-infused solutions that will power personalization and also supercharge your productivity. So marketers can start by understanding more about your customers, what's working and why, with intelligent insights. Our customer intelligence module, also known as Smart Insights, helps marketers so that they can discover trends, patterns, affinities, all in your customers' behaviors to help inform your marketing strategy. Meeting customers where they are with what they want, leveraging that AI personalization and segmentation to do it. And marketers can target specific audiences using AI segments based on predicted lifecycle status, spend, channel engagement, and more. And then you can optimize delivery time and channel to ensure that you are increasing customer engagement with send time optimization. Now, for our new features that I'm excited to talk to you about is new content creation and generation announcements. Powered by generative AI and large language models, this category of AI innovations represents the new and exciting work that can be done with AI to, again, enhance personalization and supercharge your productivity and efficiency. So first, subject line generator and pre-header generator for email is going to go generally available in July. And this is going to help accelerate creative email subject lines that are going to cut through the noise. Product Finder. Today, we are allowing you to easily search your catalog and then pull in products using AI and algorithm-based matching. The future version will allow you to give marketers the ability to quickly search the product catalog to the best items to include in their message. And this is now in pilot. So think of an example that you can search the top selling shoes that may have high inventory but are not on sale. We'll quickly be able to add those items directly into your email. And then the last one is the segment generator. And this is one of my personal favorites. This is going to give marketers the ability to use the natural language to generate a segment in seconds. So again, think about top selling shoes with the highest profit margins that have excess inventory. You can immediately create that audience and use it for segmentation and personalization. Or another option you'll be able to use with this is being able to review an existing segment. And you have the ability to have the generator to then provide a clear description of that segment so you can know how to drive your campaign or engagement. Now, while I'm honored to be able to share some of our latest product announcements with you, we couldn't do any of this without the commitment from our product and our engineering teams who are listening to you and our customers, all of your requests, all of the feedback that come in, and are bringing those innovations to life. Again, really underlying innovations that can help you drive adoption within your business. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Adil, our product manager for AI, and he is going to show us this functionality in action. So Adil, over to you.
Thank you very much, Kelsey, and hello from Berlin, everyone. Adil Kumar here, and in just a second, you'll see me demo our latest and greatest features on the Emarsys platform. But before we begin the product demo, let's spend some time to set the scene. We'll walk through a typical workflow for a marketer working for an e-commerce company. The marketer in question is a new joiner for our brand, Best Run, an e-commerce enterprise brand that's in the space of fashion retail. Now, with the summer sun adding a sizzle to the air, the brand has just hauled in a collection of the season's hottest new drops, specifically the most killer stilettos on the block. The challenge? Our marketer has been entrusted with navigating these uncharted waters by creating and deploying strategic summer campaigns highlighting these new arrivals to Best Run's user base. His recent transition into the company means that he's still trying to find his bearings, digging deep into the nitty-gritty of Best Run's marketing operations and procedures. He's tasked with identifying missing opportunities and areas for future improvement. He must also act swiftly to ensure that Best Run's clients receive their slice of the summer's buzz while the sun is still high in the sky. He envisions an automated marketing flow, a seamless connection from audience attention to conversion, enhancing customer lifetime value and ending with satisfied returning customers. The decision-making process is littered with roadblocks. What is the right content? How can we effectively position the new summer products? What campaign elements could cost-effectively drive traffic and generate revenue? And looming above all this is a ticking clock. The summer sun is relatively short. Every wasted moment is an opportunity slipping away, a potential customer lost, a sale unmade. The stories of past marketing efforts have sent shivers down his spine. Campaigns and programs that took days, sometimes weeks, to fully execute. Well, it's a good thing for our marketer that Emarsys has been and is releasing just the right products to help our marketer achieve his goals in the best and most efficient way. To show you what I'm talking about, I'll hand it over to myself from the past to walk you through the latest and greatest. Adil from the past, over to you. Thank you very much, Adil from the future. As a marketer that's been tasked with identifying the missing opportunities for growth within the Emarsys platform, there's no better place to come to than the strategic dashboard, which presents me with a consolidated view of all my different marketing activities, tied back to the higher level objectives of revenue growth and the number of active customers in my database. Since we're trying to find out what the missing opportunities for growth are, I could quickly see that the drive purchase frequency strategy is not performing as well as it could be. I'm going to click on Get Better Results with Tactics. And tactics are pre-implemented best practice marketing use cases. These automated marketing flows allows me to execute complex use cases in a couple of days, of which the normal execution by the use of an external consultant, for example, could take weeks, if not months. I can see that I've filtered for strategies that drive purchase frequency, and I'm going to find a tactic that fits my use case the best. Let's go with the convert active buyers tactic. And this identifies the active buyers who are likely to purchase more frequently and makes them our most valuable customers. I can quickly select the channels for which I want to use this automation program in, which is email, web, digital ads, plus AI segments. And I can see that this is an AI optimized tactic. After reviewing the tactic and making sure everything looked good, I can quickly create the tactic. Before we jump into the actual automation program itself, I want to make sure that I can come back and quickly find the automation program or the asset that I created using the asset tagging feature, which is really important for me being an enterprise brand and having multiple marketing teams working within the same Emarsys platform. So I can assign different marketing tags or asset tags that make my life easier when I have to come and find a particular asset. So I know that this is a promotion for summer sales, and this is going to be for America, Asia, and also I know that this is in progress. So this is a to-do topic. So I'm going to hit apply changes, and these are all the different tags that have been assigned to this particular automation program, which makes coming and finding it using the tag functionality a lot easier for me to do. Perfect. So we see that we have the Convert Active Buyers automation program. So this is what the automation program looks like under the hood. We have a program that checks every day for customers that are ready to become active customers by using an AI segment based on propensity scores, and sends them an email campaign letting them know that we have some hot new drops they should be checking out. Let's go into this email campaign and see what we can do to spruce it up. Great. What I'm looking at right now is the email visual content editor. This is where I come to in the Emarsys platform to create marketing campaigns for email use cases that are contextually relevant for the overall objective that I'm trying to influence. I see that I have to fill in some information over here. What I'm going to use is Emarsys' latest generative AI functionalities to do that. I'm going to quickly copy this introductory passage introducing the new AI-like stilettos and jump into the block content generator. I'm going to paste that content that I copied and also specify an audience. Fashion forward individuals that are into heels. Amazing. I'm going to turn on the creativity and I'm going to create generative block content. As you can see, I also put in a typo, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem for our large language model as it's using GPT-4, which understands the overall intent really well. So I don't have to worry about small typos here and there. As you can see, now we have a text that's introducing the AI next stilettos, but instead of just another piece of text that's introducing the stilettos, I would like to use this opportunity to call out a product launch that people can come to in person. I'm going to hit fine tune, and hopefully the context that I've created over here, along with my fine tuning instructions, should go across to the large language model, which is GPT-4, and then we should have a product launch campaign. Perfect. We have the text that is calling out a July 16th product launch, and that looks really good. So I can quickly click use, and voila, I already have a text created for a product launch campaign that is contextually relevant to the text over here that's introducing the ANX stilettos. Amazing. Now let's spruce up this email campaign just a little bit more by inserting some products very quickly and easily using the product finder. With the product finder, we're trying to do two things. One, make product searching within your product catalog super easy and intuitive without you having to worry about how to match product catalog fields to the different HTML fields. All I have to do is open up the product finder and search for, let's say, bag. And then I can see that Emarsys uses heuristics and AI algorithms to detect which product catalog fields match which content fields in the best way. If I wanted to make some changes, I could, but it looks good to me at this point in time. I can then quickly search for the products that would be a good fit for this marketing campaign and insert them. So we have some nice bags over here that can go along well with our new stilettos. Let's go about inserting them one by one. We have the Norma, we have the Hafsia, and maybe let's do the Laureline. Perfect. So we have now a marketing campaign for email marketing that introduces the next stilettos, calls out a product launch, and also inserts some other products that our customers could be interested in. Since we put in some work in defining these different product blocks, let's make sure we can quickly and easily access them in another email campaign by clicking Save to Reuse. I'm going to save these three blocks one by one. And I'll know that I can quickly and efficiently go to another email campaign and have them accessible by going into the save block section. Now, before we jump out of this particular email campaign, let's put the cherry on top by ensuring that we have a nice subject line. What I can do is use generative AI once again by going to the subject line generator. The subject line generator, what it does, it takes the marketing campaign in question along with different prompting instructions. As you can see, this is how Emarsys has introduced prompt engineering for us marketers. I tell the large language model that's underlying this that it is an expert marketer and copywriter, and then breaks the subject lines into three different distinct parts that grabs attention, adds a certain sense of urgency, introduces the product, and adds a context relevant emoji. As you can see, we have subject lines that perfectly meet the different criteria that's been specified. Let's say we're happy with this one over here, and we can quickly click insert subject line and not give feedback at this point in time. And what we also realize is that there's a good strategic relation between pre-headers and subject lines. And that's what we did. So we created a pre-header generator that takes into context the subject line that we created, along with the email's context, to create the perfect pre-headers for any marketing use case that we would like to run. So I'm going to insert this pre-header, and that's perfect. And jumping back into our automation program, let's quickly check out the reminder campaign. So this is the reminder campaign, and I just want to use some of the blocks that we saved from the previous step in this particular campaign. So I'm going to find the blocks that I saved, click insert into campaign, put that over here, and also add the 3-column product block that we created also in the previous step. Great. Now we have a reminder campaign that's also perfectly fitting our particular use case. Again, created with little to no time and effort. Jumping back into our automation program, Let's quickly take some time to understand and confirm that we are in fact using the correct segment over here. I'm going to click on Edit Segment. As a marketer, what I'm looking at right now is AI segmentation, essentially using the power of propensity scoring and predictive analytics to understand what customers can become or are likely to convert into becoming active customers in the near future. Of course, these are different templates that I can quickly change to incorporate any aspect or any different use case that would make sense to do using AI segment or predictive scoring. And these are also the different templates that are available for me. So there's email engagement, web engagement, lifecycle segments, so on and so forth. So making it really easy to understand and use the intelligent analytics that comes with the Emarsys platform to help me improve my marketing outreach capabilities. Not only this, I know that Emarsys is building out some really interesting generative AI features, especially in the conjunction with segmentation. As a new marketer within the Best Run as a company, I need to make sure that I can quickly understand the different segments that my previous colleagues have created for me. For example, if I didn't know what to exactly expect from this segment, what I can use is generative AI's ability to understand the context and nuance of different aspects or criteria of a segment, which can run for pages at a time. And you can see that generative AI has generated a description using GPT-4 that helps me understand what is exactly going on within the segment and also makes it easy for me to search for the segment in the future. So the last purchase was in the 30 days, identifies as female, age over 25, and has an interest in fashion, wallets, or shoes. Amazing. If I wanted to, I can quickly use the segment back in the automation program that we created in the previous step. But that's all I wanted to showcase to you today as a marketer. What we did was saw how we can identify a missing opportunity with the strategic dashboard and then address that missing opportunity using the power of the pre-implemented marketing use cases that we call tactics, understand how content creation is made much easier by the power of generative AI and the context that we can provide to these generative AI models that helps us create the best fine-tuned content for different marketing use cases, along with sending out that content to the perfect audience using AI segments, and then making sure that we can find and navigate the platform really well using reusable content blocks, asset tagging, and then lastly, we ended with how generative AI also, it will in the future, will power productivity and ease of use for the Emarsys platform using generative AI segments by making segmentation search and description very easy to do. That's all from me for now. Back to the presentation.
So we've heard from Adil a lot of exciting and groundbreaking AI innovations we're delivering, but as you know, AI is not new. And in fact, Emarsys has a decade-long heritage in innovating with AI and empowering marketers to work smarter. We started in 2013, actually, with Customer Intelligence Smart Insights module, which is empowering marketers to measure customer lifetime value calculations and predictions around customer lifecycle stages, spending future value, etc., etc. And a year later, still 10 years ago, we introduced product recommendations, what we call Predict. And that provides product recommendations on web, email, and mobile. And also, that's an algorithm that was really durable across time. In 10 years, it's still delivering above market average conversions. A few years later, again, something I would like to point out, send time optimization. That's an individual user level learning model, which decides when to send out campaigns across channels so that the open rate is optimal. Also, you heard in Adil's presentation about AI segments and AI scores. Those scores are built from channel engagement, lead or buyer lifecycle stage, likelihood to purchase, likelihood to churn, predicted spend or next purchase. I will also talk about the customer use case built around churn and inactive customers and the threat and how we handle that as well. So those AI scores are the basis of AI segments that we generate that can provide you the highest possible conversion. But we didn't stop there. Let's look at the year 2020 when we were acquired by SAP. That was the year when we introduced tokenized personalization. That tokenized personalization is a key for you to keep content omnichannel by using those tokens that can be inserted into different campaigns across many channels. And just a few years later, we had another service introduced that's a core to properly launching campaigns. That is the self-serve value measurement, which helps you quickly test and optimize campaigns for performance. And then last year, we introduced a lot of changes to our analytics capabilities. Audience reporting, you've heard about how high the uptake is already, the adoption. Omnichannel campaign reporting as well. These are very interesting and important additions. And then last year and this year, we're doing a lot with Gen AI. You've heard in the announcement, you've seen them work in the product demo as well. And now let me talk about our AI vision, what you can expect in the mid and long term from us. We believe that AI 10x's marketer productivity, and it provides assistance along the entire campaign creation flow to improve campaign performance. That's what you heard from Adil. We start with defining the right problem, then comes the right tactic, which turns your automation, it turns into an automation journey with the click of a button. Then you create the right content using Gen AI, you create the right segments using AI as well. Then you launch it at the right time on the right channel. And afterwards, you have analytics at your support that will help you decide what to change, what to improve next. And here on my screen, although it's in tiny on the right-hand side, you can see an AI assistant. And yes, that AI assistant will actually guide you through that journey, from creating the right audience to personalized content and messages. AI will be here for you to make the most out of personalized engagements. And you looked at how Adil created content with the content block generator. Now, going further, employing the AI assistant for content creation. In this example that you see on the screen, the AI assistant is recommending you to insert a voucher with 15% off to that campaign creation flow. So again, little insights that help you tailor the content, not just generating it based on your recommendations, but also using all the context, helping you to improve on things that you might have not thought about. And last but not least, the dashboards, our internal dashboards. Adil mentioned the strategic dashboard, but there's also more. We have a lot of dashboards where you can rely on AI support in the future to make sure that you draw the right conclusions, and then your next campaigns will be even better than the previous ones. And also one important message, AI blends into the existing workflow. There is no need to relearn the platform. There is no need to reestablish your processes. It will be really seamless integrated into Emarsys. Also, we're aiming to provide a transparent return on investment growth from day one. And let me introduce 3 customer examples to you who are already using our AI capabilities. First one is City Beach, a very innovative customer, and they achieved 48% growth of win back from deflecting customers within 90 days. How they did that? Through using predictive AI segments and product recommendations. And if you look at the quote, AI was able to predict where people were churning or deflecting on a one-on-one level, and that's the key. That's not possible with only human intervention. You need to know all the context. You need to analyze the context of millions of potential buyers and potential deflecting customers, and that's where you can reach such efficiency. My next example is Puma. Puma, by using AI segments, product recommendations, and send time optimization, grew their revenue share of email and web channels 5 times within the marketing portfolio in just 6 months. And that's the business impact. But let's look at what impact it had on the team itself through the quote. Generate greater insights into customer behaviors, create more consistent personalized journeys, and deliver them across different touch points. Now, that's the definition of omnichannel, and that's the definition of true one-to-one communication, and the result is obvious, a tremendous growth in online channels. And my last example is Betty Bossi. This is a customer who started using our subject line generator the earliest. Now, subject line generation is just a tiny part of the whole content generation copywriting journey, but it's an important one. And also, just within the few weeks of using it, we got this customer quote, "I wouldn't want to be without it." And why? Because subject lines are generated that are always helpful, can be used straight away with minimal tweaking. And that means that marketers can now spend time on some more valuable tasks instead of thinking about many content variants and not being sure what to do. And with that, I'm closing the AI vision session and handing it back to Kelsey.
Awesome. Thanks, Bala. And it's great to see how we've been infusing AI into Emarsys for well over a decade, as you mentioned. And our vision for the future is truly backed by customers who are adopting those solutions and seeing real, tangible results. Now, our product roadmap, again, anchors back to those differentiators that we talked about at the top of the session. Marketers need solutions that provide industry-tailored use cases that are going to accelerate time to value. And those solutions must then be connected, putting you as marketers on the path towards omni-channel excellence. Insightful, giving you as marketers the intelligence to be efficient and make those data-driven decisions. And adaptive, so that you can leverage a flexible platform that you can adapt to your unique business needs. Now, this is all built on that foundation of trust, ensuring performance and scale. Now, as we talk about that as our product strategy, our differentiators, Bala, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the few highlights that we have coming from the product release that rolled out today, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the future vision roadmap.
It's really great to talk about our vision, long-term vision, but it's also at least as great to talk about those features that are being released as we speak, as part of our June 2024 release. Let me mention a few highlights of the release. WhatsApp conversational messaging. I mentioned to you why that platform is important. Very high conversion rates, hundreds of millions of customers reach through that. And we're not stopping there. We're currently launching one-way messaging through WhatsApp, but the next stage is already ahead of us, two-way messaging, and also we're thinking about how to employ AI within that feature. So you'll see more and more improvements to that single feature this year and also next year. The next example, LinkedIn ads integration. LinkedIn is a very big social network that has over 1 billion customers. It's an addition to our digital ads channel. And with that, you can share audiences with LinkedIn, and also using LinkedIn lead generation forms, you can collect customer data. Now, that's really important for a lot of B2B use cases, so we're really proud of that addition. Let's navigate to another area, but a very important area. If you are using a marketing engagement platform, you would like to ensure that every data that's possibly accessible to you is there to use for personalized messaging. And if you want to do so, you potentially want to connect to CDP. That's why we built a real-time CDP connector to SAP CDP. And that real-time connector is actually very easy to set up. With just a few clicks and few minutes, out-of-the-box integration, you will be ready to connect your data from SAP CDP. And it powers privacy-first personalization. It also helps in segmentation, and then it enriches profiles in CDP, which means that the data that's created in Emarsys, like email activity, is actually shared back to CDP, and it appears there in the customer profile. Along the same line, we also have mParticle integration, a third-party CDP. That means that, yes, we're focusing on SAP CDP, but we're also extending our offering of productized third-party CDP integrations, starting with mParticle, but there are also many more on the road this year and next year. Along the same lines, you can sync contacts, audiences, external events, enhance segmentations, personalizations, and also activate marketing engagements. So you have really the right access to the right data to fuel your marketing campaigns. Another integration, Google Analytics. I don't need to introduce Google Analytics to you. It's the place where most of the web activity and customer insights are collected by everyone who is active on the web. So by using that integration, you are able to segment on audiences and also trigger marketing automations near real time. A very valuable data source, again, improving true one-to-one personalization. And last but not least, there are two features that are connected to organizations which have enterprise-grade scale, large marketing organizations spreading across multiple countries, across multiple brands. Adil showed you how asset tagging works in automations. We're also extending asset tagging to content blocks as well. And as we will work through the year and next year, we're adding asset tagging to a lot of our content. Why is it important? It's important because that's the best way for you to categorize assets, make it easily searchable. And also, it's very important that you can set the right permissions as well. Asset distribution, again, aimed at large marketing teams. If you as a central marketing team want to keep your content consistent, you can push now not only automations and email templates, but also content blocks through to your teams. And it makes sure that your content is really consistent and you're sharing the right best practices. And Kelsey, I'm handing it back to you.
Awesome. So we are at the top of the hour, but we have one last section that I think is exciting for the group. So Balint, I have the privilege to talk to a lot of different customers, whether that's at industry events, our own events like Sapphire or Power to the Marketer, or even virtually, sharing best practices and use cases. So it's great to see so many of the things that they are talking about brought to life in our quarterly releases. Now, let's look ahead into the future and talk a little bit about what product innovations will be taking center stage over the second half of the year and into 2025.
We looked at our long-term vision. We also looked at what we're delivering today. So let's now look at what's coming in the rest of the year, in the current development cycle and also the next development cycle. A few interesting innovations, starting with my favorite in terms of productivity improvements, segment editor unification. That's very important if you want to create segments that are accessing all data within the platform without any barrier and without any channel limitations as well. Generate segments that are generated quickly and scalably so that you can save a lot of time. You can improve usability also with tiny usability fixes in the new segment editor, like categorization and logic nesting. So that will be a piece where if you don't run the AI segments, you want to put the segments together manually, it will really speed up your work. Another interesting feature around enterprise capabilities is enterprise analytics, consolidated reporting of key metrics in a single global view for businesses with a multi-business unit structure where you have multiple brands or multiple countries. Here, we'll have analytics screens that you can easily filter down to the right level and also aggregate. But if you're not using Emarsys as your primary analytics tool, you can also export all that data and look at it in your preferred analytics tool. That's important for you if you want to create C-level dashboards, or you just want to create dashboards that help you decide on a more aggregated level. That will be a great addition to your feature set. Content block generation. Good news, Adil mentioned this feature, and it's not in the distant future, it's in the near-term future. It's coming very soon. And all that productive improvement that you heard about, subject line, it's coming as well here to content blocks. I won't spend more time on it because you already heard a lot about it and seen it in action. That's on our near-term roadmap. Industry and partner tactics. We were the first to introduce tactics to the market, and we did that because we believe that it really cuts time from the idea of a campaign to actually creating the customer journey with just a click of a few buttons. You've seen it in action with Adil, and you've seen it. We have dozens and dozens of tactics already within our platform. And we're extending the tactics offerings to industries like travel and hospitality, sports and entertainment. And also, we're introducing tactics whenever we add a new third-party integration. So for example, if you would like to use our loyalty partner, Nextcloud, you will find tactics, and you can almost out of the block with a few clicks start using them and the integration. And my last example for today is data and asset separation. Again, very, very important for large-scale organizations. If you want to make sure that data is restricted to the right people in countries within brands, then this is an excellent tool. And also the other way around, if you want to have a global organization that runs campaigns across multiple brands or multiple locations, overriding sometimes even the local campaigns, then this will be the ideal tool with the right preference and data management tools as well. And I would like to thank you for your attention, and I would like to hand it back to Kelsey.
Awesome. Thanks, Valent. That was an extremely jam-packed session to kickstart our masterclass today. We went through a long list of both new and existing features, many of those available coming in our June release, which we rolled out today. So you can learn more about everything coming up in June at our release website, which is your first QR code on the left-hand side. To keep a pulse of our future-looking roadmap and some of the things Valent just walked through, you can check out the Roadmap Explorer, which is the QR code right in the middle of your screen. And then finally, for any of our existing customers who are on the line, if you are interested in taking on some of the new features in pilot, giving them a test run, giving us feedback, please reach out to your CSM, or you can follow that QR code and you can directly request the access to that pilot feature. Thank you all so much for your time today. Enjoy the rest of the incredible lineup of speakers, brands, and partners. And with that, Sarah, I will hand it back over to you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kelsey, Adele, and Valent, for a fascinating, thought-provoking, intriguing session. And thank you all for the time and you put into it. I hope everybody enjoyed it, and I hope you've been inspired to invigorate your marketing with new channels and find some creative ways to infuse AI into your marketing.